Now starts now.
Good evening. You're watching Wyoming News Now at 10. I'm Aiden Greco, and as always, thank you for joining us tonight. Some of y'all might have noticed that the grass outside is already starting to turn green in some spots around the state. With the rising temperatures as of last week, it did trigger some grass and also some bulbs on some plants to start changing. But as we saw early this week and today, the temperatures dropped pretty significantly. So what does that all mean for our grasses and our plants? Botanical Garden Director Scott Aker says that it could now take a huge temperature increase to get things changing again. So now what can you do to protect your plants if they've already bloomed slightly? Aker advises folks to just be patient.
You really don't want to put anything on them, and you have to think the bulb, the main part of the plant, is way down in the ground and protected from freezing, and they actually will produce some heat to keep the top part at a good temperature on those really cold nights. I would just be patient, don't worry too much.
One thing that Akers advises is not planting anything that's not a perennial for the time being. You can do that a little later. It might not feel like it today, but it is in fact springtime, and that means that bears are waking up from hibernation and leaving their winter dens. Wyoming is home to both black bears and grizzly bears, and they'll be making their grand exits out of hibernation through May. With their reemergence, the Wyoming Game and Fish Department urges folks recreating or living in bear country to take some extra precautions. After leaving hibernation, bears will be on the hunt for some yummy food to fill their bellies. It's important for folks to secure their garbage, pet feed, and bird seed to ensure that bears are unable to reach it. It's also recommended that barbecue grills are left clean and stored indoors if possible. If you're out and about enjoying the great outdoors, it's encouraged also to carry bear spray on you, especially if you're going hiking. Taking these safeguards is imperative to enjoying the outdoors safely this springtime.
We all want to do our best to make sure that we avoid conflict when possible. It's good for bears and it's obviously good for humans. If a conflict does arise, whether it's at your home or while you're recreating out in bear country, it's always best to notify the Game and Fish as soon as possible.
And for all the bears coming out of hibernation tonight, they might be surprised to see it's still pretty cold out there. So what's coming up? Meteorologist Ashley Morgan has more.
Oh, if those bears are coming out tonight, they're going to probably want to go back in for just a little longer hibernation because it is chilly outside, so head into the overnight hours. Let's take a look at our Lennox auto body. Sky came over Cheyenne. We've kind of had a lot of different weather today. We've had some sun and clouds, some rain, snow, and even some sleet and grapple today over the capital city and probably in a few other places as well across the state. We had some precipitation moving on through as a result of a frontal boundary. We did make it to 41 today, which is much, much warmer than we were yesterday. We were only into the 20s for our daytime high, but our normal high is 52, so we still are below normal. We're even below normal for our morning low. We reached 13, and our normal low is 28 for Cheyenne. In Casper, we hit 45, just a couple of degrees below normal, and our morning low at 18, which is below normal for our normal low at 25 degrees. Unfortunately, winds are making a comeback to the area, especially into Wednesday. We start to see some gusty winds increase as we head on through the afternoon and evening hours of Wednesday. Could see some gusts up to 30 to 40 miles an hour at times in areas such as the North Snowy Range. Could see some much higher wind gusts moving on through the area. And at least we do start to warm up a little bit. Unfortunately, it doesn't look like it's going to last.
Well, and yeah, any warm up seems like it's going to get kind of thwarted by that wind.
Yep, that's right.
Thank you, Ashley.